record on this computer, and then we are going to share screen, advanced sharing options. And we're going to share my iPhone. Cool. Okay. So, yeah. Kate? Can you just give me a wave? Can everyone see that? And can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. So, I'm going to go through MyFitnessPal right from the start, as in create an account, because I'm guessing there's some people that may not even have created an account yet. So, the mobile versions are harder to use than the desktop version, so I'm going to go through both. Generally, most people will use their phone for both. So we're going to start, okay, and we're going to sign up. So I'm just going to create a new account. Now, if you haven't already created an account, I would always recommend signing up with email. You just have to run through these steps, okay? So what we need to remember is we're not using MyFitnessPal for any of this. You're purely using it to track your food, and that's it. So we can take any food off whatsoever. So again, all these things, you're just going to put your own date and stuff in. Most of you will have done this, so I'm just literally going to ignore all this process. It's just to show you guys how to do it. Sign up, and that's we should be in. Okay, so all we need to do at this point is just accept all, and that's it. We're into unknown error, and then we're in to create the account. Okay, so what I'm going to show you guys now, sorry, bear with me. Okay, I've already used that email. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. So your email's in, your password's in, your username's in. And that's it, we're into MyFitnessPal. So hopefully most of you have already done this. Okay, so here's the first thing, okay? So ignore anything that MyFitnessPal tells you in terms of the daily net goal or calories or macros or anything whatsoever. It's a completely ridiculous setup. It will be backed by some form of science somewhere, but it basically puts you on way too many carbs, way too little calories, and is just not the way that I work whatsoever. Okay, so we also want to make sure this first step is really important here. So you'll see use phone. Oh, we've gone off again. Let me just stop that. So you'll see that use phone to track steps is an option. Now, what we want to do with that is make sure that that's turned off, because otherwise MyFitnessPal does this crazy thing where it starts gifting you calories for how much exercise you do. So all we're using it for is to track food. If you have either these steps on or you put your food into MyFitnessPal, you will start to see at the bottom of each day that you've earned so many calories. So it basically starts offering you calories on top of what you've already done. So we're just going to turn that off, and then we're going to continue. Okay, I'm going to log back in now. What's happened here? Just bear with me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Oh God, sorry guys, I've no idea what's happening here. For some reason it's deciding to kick me out. Okay, I'm just going to sign into my account. Bear with me, guys. Sorry about this. Okay, so you'll come onto the page here, which is your kind of your home page. Think of it as kind of your notifications page on MyFitnessPal. So if you can all add me as well, then it lets me know on my feed that I can keep track of what you're all doing. And what you'll see here is an amazing feature with MyFitnessPal is that it shows you how many days you've logged in for on the trot. Okay, so this is when it comes back into creating great habits. So if I just click this more button at the bottom there, that's my home page. It will track your progress if you put your weight in, but you can see in the top right left hand corner here, I have a streak of 739 consecutive days that I've tracked my food for. That's how much of a habit it's become. Okay, I don't do it some days, I don't do it other days. If I'm on holiday and I eat an absolute metric ton of pizza and whatever else, it still goes into MyFitnessPal. I still track it, and I know that that's my daily habit. So I know, good or bad, I've tracked my food. Okay, so the next thing to go into is, if we go down on MyFitnessPal, we're going to click into settings. Okay, within settings, we then have an option which is diary settings. Within diary settings, we have the option to customize meal names. Okay, so this is the only thing we want to do. Now, you can see mine are very, very specific in what I do, but that's because I'm a professional bodybuilder. Okay, so yours will more likely say breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, snack. Okay, but they can be whatever you want it to say. Okay, so you need to understand that this is your personal journey, and what works for you isn't going to work for other people. So a big thing that people will often say to me is, oh, I hate eating breakfast and I'm not a breakfast person. Do I need to eat it? Well, personally, no. Unless it's leading to a massive mid-morning binge because you've not prepared, what's the point in eating food when you don't feel like eating food? Because all that's doing is destroying calories from when when you're hungry later. So, if you prefer a shake or a small snack at breakfast, or, you prefer 2 big meals and 3 snacks, or you prefer 5 average size meals, or however it works out, really, as long as each thing we try to eat, I would like it to have some protein in, some carbohydrates in, and some fat in, and I would like it to all be balanced. Because don't forget, if you go and, let's say you went and waxed 1,500 calories on a McDonald's or a pizza, or just a load of binging on sweets or chocolate or whatever, this is when people often say, oh, they think the volume of food that I've asked them to eat is what's making them feel bloated. Okay, so it's not, because it's the volume of food that's in that meal, because we didn't space it out. Okay, so if you start having, there's never really any reason for any meal to be much above 500 calories or 700 at a max. And this is what's going to keep you nice and consistent throughout the day. So again, MyFitnessPal just sends you breakfast, lunch, dinner. I think that's how it's auto set up. Now, for me, that's only eating at 3 opportunities today. So again, I would that's why mine's split up this way, but feel free to change your 6 settings to however you want. So for the purpose of showing you guys, we're going to go with breakfast, and then we're going to have a snack, and then we're going to have lunch, and then we're going to have a snack, and then we're going to have dinner. And let's face it, who doesn't always want a snack in the evening? So I would massively also recommend having a snack in here and saving a few calories. Okay, so once all that's done, we're just going to click this tick here that's in the top right hand corner. That's kind of your option for everything, for inputting food. Okay, so each meal must have a unique name. So snack 1, snack 2. Very bizarre thing. So that's all we need to do for this stage. Okay, so that's done. Diary sharing, most people prefer to keep it private, but again, everything else, there are a lot of other features, but generally don't overcomplicate yourself by using them. Okay, so we're then going to come back to profile, back to our home page, and we're back to where we are here. So feel free to all add me as a friend. It's Lee Freeman Fit. That will just come up in my friend requests there. We can add each other, and then obviously I can accept them. Then I can see how many days you have signed in for, just like I have here. You see Louise has got a really professional name, Salad Bar 69, and I can see that she's logged in for 30 days on the row. So I know that Louise is being, you know, really professional. Brona, 55 days on the row. Boz, 30 days. And it also gives me an opportunity to, obviously, if I can see that someone's not logging in and we're friends, then I can give them a nudge. So yeah, that's my account, Lee Freeman Fit. Big question people ask is, do I need to download the premium? Okay, now the answer to that is no, but it does have some great features. Now the features it has, the one feature really that I believe it has that's good is the first one we're going to use. So the very first thing, well, the only thing we really need to do here is, you can see where my cursor is, we need to set our goals. Okay, so don't worry about anything else for now. So in terms of your weight, your goal weight, all these things, again, just ignore them. We're not using for that's what you've got the PT Hub for. All we need to focus on is this here: calorie, carb, protein, and fat goals. Do not worry about anything else. Do not add any workouts. Do not add any exercise calories. Just ignore, 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 ignore. Okay. This is for someone that doesn't have a professional coach setting their plan for them. And it's very much a one size fits all approach. Whereas each and every one of you has had me calculate your exact calories, your exact proteins, your exact carbs, all based on your age, your height, your weight, your job, your daily activity level, how much you're going to train, and also my psychological readings into what you've put in your questionnaire in regards to your past eating histories. Okay, so we're going to hit this button here, which is calories, carbs, proteins, and fats, and you will see all those options there. Now, the only difference with the premium is it allows me to change this in grams. Okay, so when we, obviously, if we click on carbohydrates to adjust them, we've got these here. So this is what's in your document that's in the hub under files. So if I've asked you to be on 253 grams of carbs, you can just change it to that. If I've asked you to be on 200 grams of protein, you can just change it to that. Now that is the only option that's available in premium that I really like. Okay, so again, it's not really applicable for you guys because I've worked it all out for you. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to move from grams here over to percentage. Okay, now you will then see the only difference is it then comes in variables of 5. So most people within this program are on 30 grams of carbs to start with, 40 grams of protein and 30 grams of fat. So as long as you have added the correct amount of calories in, you don't need to worry about the grams of carbs, proteins or fats, because as long as the calories and the percentages are right, based on what it says in your document that I sent you, it will auto calculate. So this is a big thing that a lot of people don't understand. And that's that every single macronutrient, gram of macronutrient, has the same caloric value. So calories could never ever be different, if that makes sense. So 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories, and 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, as we discussed the other day. So the calories will always be right, because that's just a mathematical calculation, and this is how it works. So yeah, just set your percentages based on what I've told you in your document and what I've assigned in the hub, and that's it. That's that part of it set up. So I'm just going to click off of this because and I'll screenshot that because I don't want to lose my own stuff. And there we go. Okay, so for the purposes of showing you this, I'm going to change the calories to percentage to show you guys the way you do it. And I'm going to press that tick, which will set it after I've changed it to 30, 40, 30. Okay, and MyFitnessPal has auto-calculated based on the calories I'm on, the percentages of each of those. So obviously, I don't think anyone in this group's on that amount of calories apart from me. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to change it to 2,000, which is a really ballpark figure for you guys. And then if I press the tick again, which is here, there you go, we're in, and it's auto calculated to that 2,000 calories at 30%, 40%, 30% is 150 grams of carbs, 200 grams of protein, and 67 grams of fat. Okay, so I'm now going to go through and show you how to create a day in advance once you guys have done that. Okay, now a big thing that people will do, and I think every single one of you will feel this, is if you wing your days, and by winging your days, I mean putting your food in as you go along without really paying too much attention with what you're doing, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. We're going to get to around about halfway through lunch and we're going to go, oh damn, I've used all my carbs, all my fats, but I've got 201 grams of protein left. And the reason why is that's just general eating habits, okay? Everything that's quick and easy is high in carbohydrate and high in fat. So if we go straight for breakfast cereal with milk and a cereal bar and a piece of fruit, almost entirely carbohydrate. If we just have pasta or a sandwich with, let's say, a very limited amount of ham in it, again, that entire meal is going to be almost entirely carbohydrate, fairly high fat from the butter and some of the ham content, and again, very little protein. And that's when we'll be stuck at the stage where we'll be like, oh no, I've used all my carbs, I've used all my fats, but I've not got any protein left. So the first question then is, I'm sure you're going to ask me, well, how would I know from looking at that I've used my carbs, I've used my protein, I've used my fats? And it's this, okay? So a lot of people miss it. So be careful. When you scroll down the page, at the bottom, we have a box here that says nutrition. This is really, really important. So really listen up. When we click on nutrition, on yours, for some reason, MyFitnessPal always seems to auto set to either one of these three tabs at the top. It'll go to calories or it'll go to macros, okay? Just ignore them both. They don't make any sense. They do, but at the end of the day, who wants to view their day in a pie chart? and it just gets really confusing. So the page we want it on is this one in the middle that says nutrients, okay? So we can see our goal is 200 grams of protein. We've got 200 left, 100 grams of carb, 150 grams of carbs, 150 left, and fat 60 and 67. Just ignore everything else, okay? None of you are eating enough food that we need to start looking at potassium, sodium, cholesterol, trans fats, monosaturated, polysaturated, saturated. We do want to hit the fiber, but again, don't worry about sugar, okay? So just think all I need to be getting as close as possible is protein, carbohydrates, fiber, and fat. That's it, ignore everything else. So this little X again in the back, that always takes us back to where we were. And we're back in our diary. We can scroll to the top and we can start creating our day, okay? So I know a lot of you have been loving the recipe books, and they are really good, especially for people that want maximum creativity. They want to be able to cook for the family, and they want to be able to track really, really easily. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to put one of my recipes in, and it is literally my favorite recipe from the books. I think it's in July. So we come up here. Sorry, I keep doing it on my phone. I think you can see my fingers. Come up to add food, and that brings this page up. So in the past, this is what you need to realize with MyFitnessPal. It's going to seem tough to start with, but look, everything that I've ever eaten for breakfast is now auto-saved. Okay, so obviously I've been doing it a long time. Everything I've ever had is in there. You're all thinking, who eats beef for breakfast, you freak? So when we're searching for a food, if you want to use one of the recipes, you need to put in ACA first, okay? That is Advanced Coaching Academy, which is my nutrition company that created the recipe books. If you put ACA before any single recipe name in one of the recipe books, it's on MyFitnessPal. So you can see my favorite breakfast here in the recipe books is avocado on toast with salmon. I absolutely love it. So we're going to click on that. It shows us how many calories are in it. It shows us how many grams of carbs, protein, and fats are in it. And we can also adjust the serving size and the number of servings. So if you decide, you know, that's not a massive breakfast, but it will be good for some people. But if you wanted double that, you simply click on the number of servings button. Take out the serving size, which is 1, and you could have 2 servings and it will double everything. You could have 3 servings and it will double everything. So you can generally just create it however you want for that day. So we're going to input 1 serving of avocado and salmon on toast from the recipe book. And then we need to press this tick again here, which is, sorry, the tick at the bottom, tick at the top. And there we go. That meal is now inputted into our day. So straight away, you can see what's changed at the top is the quick calorie option. So we can see we've now used 296 of our calories. We've had 18 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fat, 16 grams of protein. So again, if we scroll to the bottom and we click on the nutrition box that I just showed you, bottom left, again, you'll now see that everything you've eaten is in your totals column, and it's come off of your goal column, and you can see what you're left with, which is really nice. We've not got any red warning markers yet, so we're really happy. So we're going to go click the X again, top left, and we're going to go back to creating the rest of our day. So a lot of people have asked me things for snacks, something that's quick and easy. So just for the purposes of this, I'm just going to show you something that I have, okay? So a really quick and easy snack for me is I have 3 rice cakes, which are already saved. Again, you can just search and find this. You see mine are whole grain Morrison's free from rice cakes. And I have 3 So I'm going to change the serving size to 3. And then I'm going to press my tick again, which is here. And in it goes. Now, what do I want on my rice cakes? Well, you could have anything. You could have beef, you could have chicken, you could have cottage cheese, you could have Greek yogurt with a little bit of fruit. It generally comes down to you. So don't worry about trying to conform to what you think you're having, okay? So for the purpose of this, I'm going to put pre-cooked, ready to eat roast chicken slices and 100 grams. So it'd be 30 grams on each rice cake. And my tick again, and in that goes. So I would always have, that sounds really bland. So if I was having, and again, this is all just personal choice, but mine would be the rice cakes with a little bit of beef and some horseradish, or it would be rice cakes with cottage cheese and a tiny little bit of pineapple, or it would be rice cakes with a little bit of tuna and mayonnaise. But for the purpose of this, I would just have a tiny little bit of cranberry sauce, which some people only have that on turkey. I love it on chicken. So for me, you know, especially for, I know Kate and Louise are watching, the busy working mums, you haven't got time to be, you might not have time to be, oh yeah, I need something quick. I'm just going to whip up a quick avocado on toast with salmon and all these herbs and spices and stuff. But you know, 3 rice cakes with chicken and a bit of cranberry sauce, or 3 rice cakes with some chicken tikka that's pre-cooked and some mayonnaise, you can literally make it in what, 30 seconds, no time at all. Okay, so there's those 2 options. Again, I'm not going to keep doing it, but if we go down to the bottom, they'll have come off your allowance. So add food, lunch, we're going to go in, and you can see all these are pre-made here. Okay, so I'm going to do one more normal version for me, and then we'll do another recipe version. So again, if you were doing it, let's, you know, again, everything I eat is probably slightly different to you guys, purely based on what I do as a career. But we are going to go for, okay, literally simply to show you some steam fresh microwave veg, and you can select these all at once. You don't have to do them individually, okay? McCain ready baked potatoes, unbelievable. They're frozen. You literally put them in the oven or the microwave. They're already baked. They taste really nice. Then I'm going to pick my Lurpak butter, because let's face it, who wants a dry jacket potato? And then I'm going to choose what meat I'm going to have with that. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to make some turkey meatballs. So I've selected all those 4 things, and then I've got my option here at the bottom, and I add 4 of them. So how to outthink your diet and being sensible, okay, and how to create creativity without having loads of meals. So this baked potato, that could be oven cooked chips, that could be McCain chips, they're not fried, it could be sweet potato, it could be new potato. At the end of the day, you need to remember, potato is potato. Even the classic bro food, which is sweet potato, has virtually exactly the same macro and micronutrients as a normal potato, okay? Just a normal King Edwards. So again, your turkey mince, that could be turkey burgers, it could be turkey chili, it could be turkey meatballs, it could be turkey breast, it could be any form of turkey you want, okay? So again, turkey is turkey. So I'm going to show you guys another really quick snack to put in, and then we're going to move on. So yeah, I definitely never eat Haribo Star Mix, by the way. Don't know how that's managed to make its way onto MyFitnessPal, but as you see, there you go. The, you know, good or bad, I check what goes in. So I'm just going to look for some options here. And a really good snack, there we go, a fruit and nut bar, almond and apricot, eat natural bar. Again, quick and easy. It is quite high in calories to what we have, but for the purpose of this, we're going to pop that in. And now, okay, so now we're coming down to our last 2 meals. So if you go back up at the top here, can you see how you can see your goal was 2,000 calories, you've had 1,299, and MyFitnessPal tells you in a nice green color that you've got 701 left. So we're now going to check that we've not gone over on our macronutrients. How do we do this? Remember, we scroll to the bottom left nutrition box. There we can see, okay, so we're a bit low on protein now, and classic, we've nearly used all of our carbohydrates. So we've only got 33 grams of carbs left. We need to start being a little bit careful. We've only got 18 grams of fat left, but we've got quite a lot of protein, okay? So when I go back, I'm gonna make sure I create myself quite a high protein dinner. Now, we already used turkey mince, we've already used chicken. So I'm gonna use chicken again, but show you a different option. So people always say to me, what do you have for snacks, okay? And the reason why they say this is because what everyone has for snacks is 100% carbohydrate, and that's why most people are overweight, because they just overeat carbs, no protein, no fats, and then they go over on calories as well. When the carbs aren't converted to glycogen to use for energy, they turn to fat and you get fat. So a great snack, which people never think of, for me, is packets of cooked meat. So again, on the market, there's like spicy peppered beef, there's sweet and sour chicken, there's ham, there's chicken tikka, there's hundreds of them, okay? So by the time you take into account like cooking and flavoring and all that stuff, they probably might seem a little bit more expensive when you see the prices on the shelf. But you know, if you go to Aldi and stuff, you can get like 150, 200 grams of beef and chicken pre-cooked with a flavor in for like £1.50. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to put those Morrison's chicken tikka pieces in. Again, you need to base on what you like. So I can see here, as soon as I've selected it, that's a really, really good option for me there, because I've got lots of protein left. It's low in carbs, it's low in fat, and it's high in protein. So I'm just going to pop that in for my tea. And then I always have some form of veg with each meal, veg or salad. So we've already used, again, there we go, bird's eye, steam fresh, broccoli, garden peas, leaf and spinach, one bag in the microwave, 2 minutes it takes, and that's that meal sorted. Now I can go back to my nutrition and I can see mint. I've now only got 61 grams of protein left. I'm not going to put any carbs in my tea because I've already had quite a few carbs because I used them up on that Eat Natural bar, which I needed to get me through. But I know I've got a little bit left for my supper. So I'm feeling quite happy here. I've got 13 grams of fat left, I've got 20 grams of carb left, and I've got 61 grams of protein left. So this is the next killer snack, which everybody loves. And it's one of the best ones because, in fact, I'll show you two options. It's the best one because it's very, very quick and easy to make. Okay, so one option would be cottage cheese, which again is high protein, moderate carb, low fat. If you like cottage cheese, that's a great option. Cottage cheese is a very acquired taste though. Again, we can see 224 calories left, 30 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs, 12 grams of fat. So I'm getting it perfect now. As long as these three numbers are within, let's say 20 grams for your first week, and your calories are under, then that's good enough. One thing to take home is, and whilst it's brilliant, I know clients that have literally said, Lee, I've spent 3 hours creating one day because they're trying to get protein to 0, carbs to 0, and fats to 0. As long as they're within 15 to 20. So actually, if I left that as a day now, that's actually a pretty good day, which I'll be happy with. It's close enough. And let's face it, if we go back, as you can see at the top, I know I've got 224 calories left, which is a bit of a safety net, because let's face it, who's not going to have a coffee from Costa now and again? Who's not going to have 2 mouthfuls of Logan's pizza every day? Who's not going to have a few of Logan's What's-Its? Who's not going to have a rusk? You know, I eat all these things that you know, you just do it. Anyone who's a parent in this house knows they do it. They have a little bit of their kids' foods, okay? So we've got a nice safety bracket here. But the other option I just want to show you guys, because everyone loves it, is there's two forms of Greek yogurt, okay? There's Phage, which is fairly expensive. Phage 0% total Greek yogurt. And then there is the Aldi version, which is Brooklea, okay? Which is exactly the same, but it's about half the price. So Brooklea, it's spelled Broklea, total Greek yogurt. So that's one of the small pots, 170 grams. So I'm going to input that. And then I would recommend everyone getting some protein powder, okay? Because protein will always be low. I use Cytec, which I'm going to put in. But the more than good enough one to use is My Protein Impact Whey. Everybody asks me which protein to use. Cytec tastes a little bit better, but it's about £40 for a tub. My Protein doesn't taste quite as good, but it's about £17 for a 1 kg bag. So it depends on your budget. If you guys, I don't get paid for this either, by the way, but if you use my code, because I'm sponsored by them, which is in your packs, you get 25% off your delivery, off your first order and your free deliveries. So what we do, you're thinking, why am I having a protein shake with yogurt? If you whip the protein shake into total Greek yogurt, it literally makes it like Angel Delight. So strawberry protein powder into Greek yogurt, whipped around, chocolate protein powder, vanilla protein powder, whichever flavor there's probably a bad example of this, but whichever flavor you'd have if you went to McDonald's and had a milkshake. If you had a chocolate milkshake, I'd get chocolate protein powder because it's going to be the next closest thing, okay? And then with that, I would also just add, they're not actually on this page for me because I have them for, I don't think so, I'll have it for breakfast. But again, just some frozen mixed berries. So 50 grams of frozen mixed berries is like about 50 calories or something crazy. And that will make that meal, you know, really nice. You can also drizzle a little bit of Rouse honey on top if you decide you want to sweeten it further. So yeah, that's just an example for you guys. I will save that and post that up in the group as well. But if we go back, you can see fats are within 10, carbs are within 11, and protein within 15, okay? So that's good enough. If I wanted to be really on top, and I'm just going to put this in here to show you. So I could add my fats, I get them from almond butter. So I could add 15 grams of almond butter in, which is a teaspoon. Just being a perfectionist now. See, that's brought fats within 2 grams. And then I think, right, I want to get my protein even closer because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm actually going to have 250 grams of Greek yogurt. And then I'll go back to my screen at the bottom again. And now my protein's within 3. Obviously, this is how good you will get at this. You know, there's nothing, I'm not particularly intelligent. It's just I've done it a lot. I'm going to take my rice cakes up to 4 in the servings and down to the bottom. Voila, there we can go. I'm in within 2 grams on protein, 1 gram on carbohydrate, and 1 gram on fat. You'll never get it any closer than that. And that's taken me, as you can see, 739 days of tracking my food on MyFitnessPal just to be able to do it that quickly and get it absolutely perfectly in around about half an hour, okay? So the only other thing I'm going to show you really quickly is what happens if things go wrong. So let's say I put in, and this is where you have to understand fats, okay? Let's say I have a monumentally epic dessert spoon sized chunk of crunchy almond butter, which will be about 50 grams. There you go. We can see that's 325 calories because the fats are so high. 28 times 9 is a lot of calories. So if I put that in, I can straight away see here at the top, my calories have gone into red, minus 233. That means well, red means bad, obviously. That means I'm over on my calories. And also, but if I ever want to find out where that's come from, if I go down to the bottom, click on my nutrition box again, and we can then see that protein's over, carbs are over, and fats are massively over. So then we would need to go back and see what we need to trim off and what we need to take down in terms of food in order to get us back within our levels. Okay, so the good thing with MyFitnessPal, which is where it's different, is you can see that that's in tomorrow. So then I can click on to Tuesday and I could put Tuesday's food in. Wednesday, I can put Wednesday's food in. So I can plan my week in advance, okay? Now, the other two things that I just want to show you guys quickly is if you create a meal yourself, which you really like. So let's say the protein in the Greek yogurt, the berries and the honey is an absolute winner for you. These three dots here next to add food, click on those and you can see you have the option to save it as a meal, or you can copy it from a date, or you can turn on smart copy. These are the options of premiums again. So if I turn on smart copy for that meal, when I go into Tuesday on my supper, on my snack, sorry, when I click on add food, oops, it's not done it for some reason. I've no idea why it's not done it, but it might be because I'm sharing my screen, but you can just add that meal. So you can just go add food, meals, and your meals that you've saved will be in there. So create your meal, save it, and then it's just there. You don't have to go back and put those three things in the next day. So if you find something you love, just save it and just use it. You know, that's my bedtime meal that I have every day at the moment. So it's basically micellar protein, cottage cheese, and nut butter. But I can't be asked putting those three things in every day. So I've just saved it and then I put them in. And yes, I think that's, yeah, you can save them, you can quick add. I think that's it for MyFitnessPal. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I use on it that I need to go through. Yeah, okay, one thing I'm going to go through quickly. This is what I want. This is an idea. So this is another great one for the mums and dads that haven't got a lot of time. So if you cook, and I'm just going to use breakfast. So as an example, the ACA turkey chili is one of my favorite recipes. But if you look at the recipe in the book, it's 6 servings. So if you're cooking for a family, this is absolutely perfect because you don't want to be cooking once for the kids, once for the husband or wife, and then cooking again for yourself. So we're going to find that turkey chili. There it is, straight at the top. So once that's in, that whole recipe is actually 6 portions. So you can have as many or as little as portions as you want. But if, for instance, you were cooking for you, your husband, and let's say your eldest child who likes the turkey chili, you might have 1 portion each, but cook the whole recipe. And then tomorrow you can have another portion in your jacket potato for lunch. And then you could freeze the other 2 portions. Or you could cook the chicken korma and do all 6 portions. But again, the family, you might share 4, but cook it all because that then saves you another 2. And what you will then build up is a bank of meals. So rather than having to think what to do tomorrow, well, I know I've got a, I'm trying to delete it on my computer. It's on my phone. I know I've got one of those in the freezer. So I'm going to take that out. All I need to do is stick my McCain baked potato in the microwave or the oven for 10 minutes, heat up last night's turkey chili, job done, lunch is sorted, didn't even have to think about it, okay? Another option would be if you made one of the chicken curries, you could then put that in a wrap to have to take to work tomorrow. You could actually do that whilst you're cooking your tea. So whilst you're plating up the chicken tikka for the family, out comes a wholemeal wrap or pita, in goes your salad, in goes your chicken tikka, wrapped up in foil in the fridge. There we go, mum's got that to take for lunch tomorrow. So yeah, that is MyFitnessPal in short. So you might need to go back and watch this video a few times, but I'm going to post it up in the group later so anybody can ask any questions that they want on that as well. Okay, so, and everybody breathe. So we're now going to go on to the PT Hub. Okay, so again, I'm going to share, get rid of that. Oh no, let's do it on there. So I'm going to share this on my phone. So desktop version, but let's face it, who is going to use a laptop when they're training? Very rarely. So I would just stick to the phone version. Okay, so the main thing we need to know about the app is if we see these three dots here in the bottom right hand corner, this is basically our home page of everything. Okay, so I'm going to go through each bit one by one. Hub. Okay, that's just our home page. That's where your workouts will appear, and that's where your lost my train of thought. That's where you will see if you have any messages from me to reply to. Okay, so from the hub, we're then going to go back to the main page. So there's two very different options here. Some people prefer to follow a rigidly set 8-week plan. And this is what I've added into programs, which is the second one down. So within here, you will have the programs that are available for you. So I've just put 3 into my client account to show you as an example. So if you're not sure what to do or where to start, it's really simple. You start with the 8-week home body transformation beginner one, which is at the bottom, okay? This will have 2 workouts per week. It's got your daily stretches, and then we add our steps on top of that. If you want to use the resistance band plan, we can use that. Again, people have also got the dumbbell only, we've got the intermediate one, we've got the body weight plan, we've got the 8-week home resistance band plan. So my advice is just pick one that you think will work for you. If you haven't got any equipment, go for the home beginner advanced, and then we can always stop the schedule and upgrade you, okay? So let's have a look at what happens when we click on the 8-week beginner. Okay, so we will see here, you've literally got every single day for the entire 8 weeks planned out for you. Within that day, we then have, so you've got your dynamic stretches, you've got your home workout beginner, week 1, day 1. You'll get a reminder every week to update your measurements and update your progress photos, and all your workouts for that entire week are there. Now you can find and view these in your calendar once you have started the program. But the great thing about what the app does, see, you might be pressing on this thinking, like I am, I can't get into it, why can't I see it? And that's only because you've not started it, okay? So for the purpose of mine, I'm going to go back and you will have, something's gone wrong, bear with me 1 second. Sorry guys, just bear with me 1 second. There we go. So I was on my trainer account. Sorry, let's start again. So within our programs, you'll now see their top right. So again, for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to use the 8-week home body transformation training program beginner. So once you click on your program, you will see there's an option here to start schedule, okay? So once we start that schedule, you will see your program has started and we're on day 1 of 56. So this will be your day tomorrow when you'll be starting on the 6th of July. As well as then being able to still see the programs, when you click on them now, it's going to become active, okay? So we can then go into our start session of starting a new workout. We can click that we're starting it, select the workout which we're doing, which is our dynamic morning stretches. And again, this is the thing that I think some people miss when they get confused. So because of the iPhone screen, it comes up like that. But once we've selected the workout that we want to do, we need to go to the bottom and we need to click start. Okay. Now, once we've clicked start, it comes into our workout here of what we're going to do, okay, which I'll go through now with each one. So obviously the workouts, it's got a rower in there, for example, as the 6 minutes to warm up for the cardio. It doesn't have to be a rower. If you've got a rower, great. If you've got a bike, great. If you've got nothing, then we're just going to go for a jog, or we're going to jog on the spot, or we're going to do star jumps, or we're going to do whatever we need to get warm for the stretches, okay? All the purpose of this first exercise is to get the body temperature raised and get us warm. So within then, we say, so we're going to do, these are actually dynamic stretches. They're not static stretches. So when you click on the exercise, you'll see it will come up with a video and it will show you exactly how to do the morning stretch. So this is a little bit of the program that I think some people find a little bit strange, that the dynamic stretches are actually a workout themselves, okay? So it shows us what type it is, it shows us what muscles we're working. If any of you are interested in that, there's also a text version at the bottom which shows you how to do it. Some of you might know it straight away, but again, once we've done it, so once we've done our 2 sets of 15 dynamic groin stretches, or groiners as they're called, we can tick them off and we know we've done them, okay? So you've literally got a tick box system to go through everything. So again, we come on to the next one, which is our dynamic abductor stretch. We can watch a video. Obviously, eventually you're just going to get used to doing them. You can write them down yourself on paper, but the videos are always there for you to refer back to. So again, I'm going to go through, I'm going to tick them off. And there you go. Every single exercise you need to do is laid out with the videos. We can go through, we tick them off. Obviously, as you're doing them. And when we get to the bottom, again, this is a key thing which people miss, and I don't really understand why. I think it's just because they get to there and then it's hidden and you can't see it, but there is a finish workout at the bottom, okay? So once we've done our workout, we click on finish workout. You can put any feedback you want. Lee, that was bloody awful. Lee, you're a twat. Lee, I don't want to do that again. Anything like that, and I can see it. If you want to do the workout again, you can save it as a template and name it, and then you will have that workout. So let's say let's say, for instance, you do one of the resistance band workouts and you're like, I really love that. That was great. I want to include that in my weekly routine, because over time you can start to create your own training programs. And that's what I want you guys to do, because I want you to do what's fun, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you stick to it. Okay. So you could name it whatever you want. Love this one. Again, you'll have your own things, what you want to call them. Again, finish, and then we'll have that workout will be saved in your workout section, okay? You don't need to review my app. So we're then going to go back to the hub, okay? Now, some people don't like that amount of, what's the word? Rigidness to their structure, okay? Some people love it, but once you've started that program, you will then, those workouts will become available each day when we are on our app in our schedule. So you'll get a notification, Kate, do your stretches, Kate, do your evening workout, Kate, update your measurements, Kate, update your photo, and you get all the reminders for it. If you prefer not to use that, then in workouts, the workouts will just be listed there. So again, listed. So again, I've just put an example. That's just a pull session for people that have only got dumbbells. So again, you can start the workout. It's got videos of the exercises. And again, description, and we can log the workout. So it's generally dependent on you. But the big thing to take home this week is don't become overwhelmed. Again, I know I keep saying this over and over again, but it's not a do this and you will get this type of program, okay? Every single person is already going to do more this week than they did last week, which means we've made the best start possible. We then refine things over time based on your feelings, based on your progress. You know, you got some guys might be like, Lee, I don't really enjoy training. Can we have a little bit less food and take training down? Lee, I love training. Can I train more? I want to train every day. I'm getting a right buzz off it. And we'll obviously sculpt it over time. Okay. So don't worry about nutrition on the app. Just use MyFitnessPal. Your calendar will show you what's coming up each day. And what else did I want to show you guys? Just back to the hub page, yeah, which is, again, people forget. So there we can see. So today's schedule was my dynamic stretches, full body. I've completed them. They're ticked off. You can ignore that unfinished workout. That's just because I started that chest one. And then when we get the reminders, we have our 4 options here. Update our metrics, which is your measurements and your body weight, and add your progress photo. Okay, so I think that's everything for the app for now. But overall, you can also see on mine, I've got 19 messages from you guys this morning. So if there's anything you're struggling with, always just drop me a message on the app. Not on Facebook. Everyone gets 3 warnings on Facebook, and then I'll just start ignoring them, purely because it just makes me look really bad as a coach, because I don't go on Facebook for long periods. A marketing company do most of my marketing. So whilst it might appear that I'm always on Facebook posting, I'm not. I spend my time looking after you guys, which comes from questions from the hub, from filming live videos, and from constantly wanting to build more content for you guys, more recipe books, more guides, all those types of things. So I won't need to tell any of you guys that literally nothing in life gets done if you sit on Facebook. So you could be waiting a very, very long time for a reply on Facebook. I'm not being rude. It's just that I'm not on there. This gets you direct access to me 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, pretty much. So don't be shy in asking for help. So this morning, so I'm just going to get rid of sharing my screen. So yeah, I hope that's all been helpful for you guys. We're going to just open up the chat now to see if, so Ryo's good, all done. Cool. Okay. Add someone on. If you want to add me on MyFitnessPal, it's within, let me just find it. It is a bit funny, this one. Community, I believe. No. Oh, there's just a friends section. So Tony, Rahu, Andrew, Jane, I've just added you all now. So yeah, it's just in a friend request section, just like friend requesting somebody on Facebook. Where do you want us to add our ideal body pics? Just message them to me on the hub. And yeah, hopefully that's it. Has anyone got any questions they want me to answer live now whilst I'm still here? I'm going to be back at 8 o'clock in the morning anyway with some motivation and a Q&A, but rest assured, no one's going to die, not succeed, or get massively fat because you don't do everything right in every 24-hour period, okay? So just be kind to yourself. If you don't get something, send a message and I'll get back to you. Every single morning in the week, I'll be here at 8 a.m. and every single evening in the evening, I'll be here at around about 6:30 a.m. So you're never more than 12 hours away from being able to exactly say, Lee, I don't get this. I need help. Please help me. If you're not comfortable doing that on the live, send it to me on the message. I'll add it to my oats. I'll add it to my breakfast oats with my protein and my berries. No, I'll add it to my notes, and then I will discuss it on the live and you can remain completely anonymous. Okay. So Ryu, get up for 5 a.m. Do I need to get up earlier for the stretches, as you said, a.m.? Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat that one. 20 minutes, just get it done. Trust me, within 1 week, you will feel 1,000,000 times better and 100 times better at work, more alert, you'll move better, your mind will be better, and you're just going to have to go to bed half an hour early. Just think of it as just shifting your day back on a timetable. We're just shifting everything back half an hour earlier. It'll feel amazing. Trust me on that one. So yeah, Roxanne, I'm going to be straight on to you after this. I just need to assign it. It's done. And Simone, if we've done measurements and photos when signing up this week, do we do them again tomorrow? Yep, do them again tomorrow. It's just a really good habit to get into. Once a week, that's your plan. And yeah, that's all, guys. So have a great day. I will post up the podcasts, Kate, on Audible after this with the link. I'm just going to send one to start with, actually, because I think otherwise everyone's going to get really confused. Sarah, you have Herbalife shakes. Yes, you can use them as an addition to your diet as a protein shake, but aside from that, just ignore everything else that Herbalife has ever told you, because they sell nothing but lies. But yeah, it is a type of protein shake. So yeah, you can have that as an addition to your diet, but there certainly won't be any replacing meals with shakes on this plan, guys. Okay. So yeah, have an awesome day and I'll see you all again in the morning. Take care, guys.